Good afternoon, beer buffs, and today I'm reviewing a lager called Diamond Dogs from Turning Point Beer. So let's get a pour on. Yes, folks, it's a lager, a Vienna-style lager, and the Wandering Drayman himself bought me this. Travis, cheers, Travis. Appreciate it, my fellow Spurs man. Yeah, it was really kind. We called him the Wandering Drayman because he'd bring these little beers when we were doing the Drayman's Knowledge for me to sample all the time. And here's another one. So, Diamond Dogs, it's very London, innit? So anyway, let's get a pour on. Got the Duckworth out for this. I'm back in the Witch's Grove as we're getting into spooky season. I've done a couple of Oktoberfest recently, so I'm taking a little break from that just for this little treat from the Wandering Drayman. Look at that, a proper Duckworth pour, that, isn't it? And the characteristics of a Vienna style lager is that kind of a reddish malty kind of colour. So there you go. What a cool can. There they are, the Diamond Dogs themselves. Diamond Dogs. Proper geysers, eh? So yeah, fair play. I'm excited for this. It's 5%, by the way, and from, like I said, Turning Point Beer out of Bedford, Texas, which is up in Fort Worth, Dallas area. Dallas. Sorry. Nice smell. Typical lager smell, obviously, as you would expect. Oh man. Oh, that is interesting. Kind of maltiness to it. I like that as a lager. Lovely bitterness as well. A little bit more interesting than your standard lagers. I like that. Thoroughly enjoyable. A nice bitter bite to it. Fair play. Love that. Very nice. Now, update on the whistling. The strange sounds I've been hearing recently. I think it must have just been the wind, you know. It's probably my imagination playing tricks on me, or somebody whistling over yonder, and I probably mistook the tune because I've not heard anything since, so I think everything's fine. Not to worry, eh? I get paranoid, you know, after that incident last Halloween. But yeah, it's all good. Let's not worry about it. So no more whistling, luckily, folks. Just an update for those that are listening. And I did have a couple of emails associated with it. So there you go. All good. Let's get into spooky season and celebrate with some fine beers instead of any shenanigans or frights, eh? I suppose Halloween's meant to have frights, but there we go. All good, folks, all good. Maybe I'll just dress up for the Halloween specials, eh? Just do something silly like that this year. But this is spot on. Anyway, about the brewery itself. Just looking at the can artwork, actually. There's no other info on it. But, yeah. Turning Point Beer, they call themselves. So it's been going, they opened March 2018. Alex Knight is the guy. His story is he was bitten by the craft beer bug and wanted to take a stab at making his own creation. So that's where he comes about. And, you know, there was a bit, I think he really started the ball rolling. What I read was 2016, but they finally opened in 2018. So, but he's got an interesting story. I read a bit about it. Have a look at the website, check them out, and check out their beer selections as well. I'll name a few shortly, but yeah, it's, for me, fair dues. This is nice. I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic lager. Mostly they tend to do IPAs. Loads of IPAs listed. Fair play. That's their, I guess that's their niche market, you could say. But anyway, Diamond Dogs. So a lot of you know Diamond Dogs as the David Bowie album. And I was like, what does it actually mean? Diamond dogs. And I've heard it quite a lot from, like, there's an episode of Ted Lasso, the Diamond Dogs, and they have a little group on Ted Lasso where they get together and solve love issues, you know, and they call themselves the Diamond Dogs and all this barking, all that nonsense, you know. But David Bowie, they asked him about it back in the day, I guess, David Bowie, where it comes from, you know, the name Diamond Dogs, and this is what he said. The Diamond Dogs were all little Johnny Rottens and Sid Viciouses, really. In my mind, they were these gangs of squeaking, roller skating, vicious hoods with Bowie knives and furs on. And they were all skinny because they hadn't eaten enough, and they had funny hair. That was David Bowie's quote. That's what Diamond Dogs were in his eyes. Isn't that funny? I've never heard that before. That was quite entertaining. I'll have to send Steve Knowles. He'll get a kick out of that one if he hasn't watched this. But yeah, so that made me laugh. The Diamond Dogs, all little Johnny Rotten and Sid Viciouses. Fair play. Yeah. So there you go. Now you know what a diamond dog should look like. If you didn't know already. Anyway. Sorry. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Thinking about diamond dogs. Down the alleyways and the streets. Yeah. But anyway. A few beers. Going back to Turning Point beer. Nice quality. A few other beers to look out for that they do. Now, like I say, it's mostly IPAs. Like they have an Imperial IPA called Dollar Texas. I think that's how you say it. It's the dollar sign with Texas. So there you go. They do a stout called Otipus Complex. Sounds tasty. And if you like a sour like I do, as you well know, they have one called Zombie Break. Sounds very nice. And they also do it's called A New Start. And it's an IPA, but it's a triple New England hazy IPA. I'd enjoy that. Excuse me, more. I love a hazy. But anyway, that's a couple of beers that they do, folks. But let me get back to this and wrap this up. Do you know what? That is a solid 9. I feel like saying actually a 9.5. Why not? Why not? A 9.5 on this lager. It is so tasty. Fair play. There you go. So look them up, guys. Yeah, as I say, we'll be having some Halloween beers coming soon, so look out for that. Hope you all are doing okay. But you know, the weather's getting cooler, so it feels kind of nice. So enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts, and I will see you next week for another beer, and until then, keep crafty. Cheers, beer buffs. Bye.